Constituted to acquire on the appearance and abnormal percentage of some desire.
Amen.
Let me hasten to say to all that's here, bless you in the Lord. Amen. Praise His holy name.
Yes.
Amen. Amen. It is a word that God has led me to talk to you from today.
Amen.
And if you will, look with me in the book of Genesis, chapter 39. And while we're going there, thank all of you for your prayers and thank the committee who traveled with me to Brother Oster last week to
Amen.
Brother Murray
Amen.
in his time of bereavement.
Amen.
Amen. And there are others who got people that are sick and however. And I got to go by and see Miss Smith. Wanda. She called and said she had a light stroke. So I'm going out there when I leave to the hospital.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Amen.
But let us focus on the message today.
Amen.
What did I tell you?
39.
Genesis 39. Genesis 39. Genesis 39. Are you there?
Amen.
Amen.
Genesis 39. Amen. Amen. Praise His holy name. The Lord is good.
Amen. Yes, He is. Yes, He is.
Good how?
All the time.
All the time. My. I'm going to just read only where I'm going to take my thesis from. Genesis 39, verses 7 through 9. And it readeth, and it came to pass after these things that his master's wife cast her eyes upon Joseph and said, lie with me. But he refused and said unto his master's wife, behold, my master, what if not what is with me in the house? And he has committed all that he has to my hand. There is none greater in this house than I. Neither has he kept back anything from me but thee, because thou art his wife. How then can I do this great wickedness and sin against God?
All right.
Amen.
This is a beautiful story.
Amen.
Hope you get with me. And I want to talk from this subject. He lost but he kept his character.
Yeah.
Amen, amen. Praise His holy name. He lost his coat, but he kept his character. The Lord is good, isn't He? And He's good all the time. He's good all the time. Now, let me first open up and share with you the definition of this word character. Character is the total of things that a person does, feel, or think. Amen? By which he is judged as being good or bad, strong or weak, different in quality or in nature. Yeah, that's character. Now, where I grew up in the big city of McCough, they didn't use that word character. They said, he's got intellect. Y'all never heard that?
Mm-hmm.
And if they didn't say that, they would say, don't ask me what that word means. And if they didn't say that, they'll say, oh, he has some other way. See what I'm saying? But we know now they're talking about character. Character. Character is very important.
sir.
It's very important. I'm going to take my time and talk through this today.
Amen.
I want you to leave here with a new mind
Amen.
on how to live. Amen?
Amen.
Praise His holy name. Lost his coat, but kept his character.
Amen.
Now, the next thing I want to say, it's strange how Joseph got to Egypt. God has a way of getting you where you need to be
Amen.
every time.
Amen.
It never fails. Let me say something to you. Every foot of soil you are ordained to step on, you're going to do it.
Sir.
Whether it be in the United States, whether it be in other nations, however, you're going to get there. Oh, Rev, I got no money. I got no folks, but you will end up there. God has a way. Let me show you something. God used everything. Guess who sometimes he even used? He even used the devil.
Amen.
Get you to where you want me to be.
Sir.
You going to New York from Tallahassee. Flying out of Tallahassee, New York. Here's somebody standing around. All of y'all get on the plane. By the time the plane get up, settle down, he holds the plane up. Right on the pilot. I need to go to Germany. I need to go. You know what that pilot gonna do? Know why that happened? Cause you's on there. And you need to be in Germany at a certain time. Huh?
Yes, sir. I hear you. Yes, sir.
Y'all see how this God works?
Yes,
Praise
sir.
His holy name. Let me finish that. God used the devil, but the devil never used God.
Amen. Preacher.
Amen.
I don't want you to turn around and think, because he used him, he can use him. Now, God can use him, but he can't use God.
Yes, sir.
I think I better put a pin in that. Because I don't want you to leave here thinking on both ends. Amen? Praise His holy name. So, if you will, let us go back to chapter 37, and you're going to look at, give you a little history about the story of Joseph stole into slavery. Stole into slavery. And it says, and Joseph dwelled in the land wherein his father was a stranger, in the land of Canaan. Yeah. These are the generations of Jacob. Joseph, being 17 years old, was feeding the flock with his brethren. And the lad was with the sons of Bela and with the sons of Zophar, his father's wives. Now you see that, don't you?
Amen.
His father's wife. Neither of these ladies was his mother. These was his father's other wives.
Yes, sir.
All right? And Joseph brought unto his father their evil report. Now, at your leisure, I want you to go to 2 Samuel chapter 2. Write that down. 2 Samuel chapter 2, verses 22 through 24. And you're going to read and find out what the evil report was. But I'm going to give you a summary of it now. The evil report was they had all these women who would lay at the door. Yeah, listen?
Yes, sir.
And these women was helpers to the priests. See what I'm saying? I didn't say they were priests. I think I need to address that. They weren't priests, but they was helpers to the priests.
Yes, sir.
Amen? And what would happen, the other people, some of the folk who say that the people of God, they was physically attacking these women. That is, having sex with them. All right? So that was the evil report that they didn't want to be brought. Now, when you stand up and do what's right, sometimes you are the most hated person in the family, in the community, in the church, on the job, because you stand up for what's right. So now, if you're going to be a child of God and work for Him, get ready to be hurt. And see, you can't go around worrying about who loves you. Huh? I don't worry about who loves me. Huh? Can't worry about that. And you can look at some people and say they don't care nothing about you. Your chemistry don't mix with theirs. I don't worry about that. Huh? Whatever I can do for them, I'll still do it. Huh? But some folks want to be loved. They want the person to worship them instead of the Lord. I don't want you worshiping me. I ain't Jesus. There's a spell in me. Amen? Amen. Praise His holy name. Amen. But they got mad with him because he brought the evil report to his father. Now look what he says in the next verse. Now Israel, which is Joseph, which is Jacob, right? Now Israel loved Joseph more than all his children's wives, because he was the son of his old age. And he made him a coat of many colors. The coat of many colors represented he and his father's relationship. Y'all gonna help me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and I can't identify with this about the age. I was much older when my baby was born. And the other two, they always talk, oh, he loved John. Yeah, the one I love John, so he like the guy here. And all people who don't know, you take it out on you love your grandkids and you love your great-grands. See that little boy sitting over there behind there? Ooh. She better not say too much to that boy. No, she ever I say, you just put them licks on me. Huh?
I hear you, bro. Yes, sir.
Sometimes he needs some licks on him, but I be standing around and wait. But anyway, let's move on. He said, and when his brethren saw that their father loved him more than all his brethren, they what? They hated him and could not speak peaceably unto him. Everything they said was grumbling or scolding or whatever at him. You got it? All because his father had made him this special coat.
Yes, sir.
Somebody, it says elsewhere that this coat was how? Without seams. Long sleeves, no seams. Kind of wondering how that coat was made. But I'll take their word. You understand what I'm saying? Now, just because Jacob was doing this for Joseph, they hated him and they took it out on him. Isn't that right?
That's right.
But even though still he didn't help himself by telling the truth further. Notice now, it says, and he said unto them, Hear, I pray you, this dream I will have, which I have dreamed. Huh? And he dreamed, I'm just going to talk about it, you can read it later. He dreamed that they was in the field and his shaft stood up. And then not only that, he said, and one was the moon, one was the sun. That's the mother, and that's the father and the mother. Father's the sun, mother's the moon. And all the kids were the stars. You got it? And even the dad, Jacob began to say something. Then he said, boy, you mean you going around thinking me and your mama are going to bow down to you? Huh? But he soon got back in place. Isn't that right?
Amen.
Praise His holy name. My. And he told it to his father and to his brethren. And his father rebuked him. You see that? And said unto him, What is this dream that thou hast dreamed? shall I and thy mother and thy brethren indeed come to bow down ourselves to thee, to the earth? Which in essence he's saying, I'm not going to do it. Amen?
Amen.
Praise his holy name. But catch this now, in verse 11 he says, and his brethren envied. Envy is a nasty thing. And his brothers envied him. But his father observed the same. His father didn't envy him. He could see through what was going on. He observed the same. Y'all catching that?
Amen.
And his brethren went to feed his father's flocks in Shechem. And Israel said unto Joseph, do not the brethren feed the sheep, feed the flock in Shechem? Come, and I will send thee unto them. And he said to him, here I am, send me. Not knowing, this is the last time, I'll see you and you will see me.
All right.
Huh? Good God Almighty. My. Y'all see what I'm at here?
Amen.
And he said to him, go, I pray thee. See well it be well with the brethren and well with the flock. And bring me word again. So he sent him out of the veil from the area where they was to over to another place. It's about a 15 or 20 mile trip. Two different commentaries say. To Hebron, and he came to Shechem. All right? And a certain man found him, and behold, he was what? Wandering in the field. He's lost. And the man asked him, saying, what seekest thou? And he said, I seek my brethren. Tell me, I pray thee, well, they feed their flocks. And he said, they are departed thence. They're gone. Huh? For I heard them say, let us go to Dothan. And Joseph went after his brethren and found them in Dothan. And when they saw him afar off, look how quick evil can get ready.
Yes, sir.
And get stirred up and ready to do something wrong. Huh? I saw them afar off even before they came near unto him. They what? Conspired against him to slay him. Yeah. Slay him for nothing. He hadn't done nothing. Just all because the Father has a little bit more love for him than he did for them.
Yes, sir.
Huh? My. And they said one to another, behold this dreamer. This is what they're giving him a name. This dreamer cometh. Y'all seen? This dreamer cometh. Come now, therefore, and let us slay him. Let's kill him. Huh? And cast him into some pit. Kill him and throw him in a pit? People ain't just started this.
Yes, sir.
Amen. Amen.
And we will say, some evil beast, has devoured him, and we shall see what will come of the dreamer. Look how they concocting the story, making up the story. Huh? And the father sitting around waiting for him to come back.
Yes, sir.
Good God Almighty. And Reuben heard it. Now you always got somebody in the group ain't willing to go as far as other folks to be nasty.
Right.
And Reuben heard it, and he delivered him out of their hand and said, let us not kill him. This is our brother. This daddy's baby. This is our blood too. Now that ain't written there, but I'm just, talking as thinking of what I see. And Reuben said unto them, shed no blood, but cast into this pit that is in the wilderness, and lay no hands on him, that he might what? rid him of their hand, to be delivered to the Father again. Yeah. He had a little love in him. But he wants to keep the brethren satisfied. See, sometimes, even when you know right, if there's somebody with you that don't want to do right, and you scared to leave them, some people don't want to break the ranks. Huh? Just like you got a lot of brothers and sisters, and, well, I don't know. Well, what you brought it up to me for? But all minds know, if you don't want the truth told and you don't want to do right, don't tell Mr. Chopper.
All right.
Huh? That's the truth. Praise His holy name. And that's the way it should be. Tell the truth. And know what I say to the rest of them? I don't honor and respect but one blood.
All right.
That's the blood of Jesus.
Amen.
Amen.
Yes, sir.
Come on now.
Praise His holy name.
Amen.
The Lord is good. Isn't He?
Good.
My. And He's
Come
good
on, man.
all the time.
Take it down.
And they took him and cast him into a pit, and the pit was empty. Yeah, see, God know how to do it. He won't get drowned. And the pit was empty. There was no water in it. And they sat down to eat bread. And they lifted up their eyes and looked, and behold, a company of Ishmaelites came from Gilead with their camels, bringing spices and balm and myrrh, going to carry it down to Egypt. My. When they left home, they had no idea that they was going to run into this. Huh?
No, sir.
Come on now.
Nobody already pre-knows the story but God. Isn't that right?
Yes, sir.
And Judah said unto his brethren, What profit is it if we what? Slay our brother and conceal his blood? That won't help us at all. In other words, that'll make it worse. Come, let us what? Sell him to the Ishmaelites, and let not our hand be upon him, for he is our brother and our flesh, just like I said earlier. And he is our brother with what? Content. Yeah. Then they passed by. Then they're passed by the Midianites. Yeah, merchants. And they drew and lifted up Joseph. I can't hardly see sometimes. Out of the pit, and what? Sold Joseph to the Ishmaelites for 20 pieces of silver, and they what? Brought Joseph into Egypt. And Reuben returned to the pit. See, he was very concerned. Now, what he should have done is got the rest hard where his was.
Amen.
But he wouldn't do that. He loved them so. See, he still had a little nag in him. See, you ain't going to do right until you get all of it out of him.
All right.
Amen.
Talk to me, somebody.
Amen.
Yeah. Now listen. Now look what he did in 29. Look at it say. And Reuben returned unto the pit, and behold, Joseph was not in the pit, and he what? Rent his clothes. Good God. And he returned unto his brethren and said, The child is not, and I whether shall I go? What am I do? And they took Joseph's coat and killed the kid of a goat. Yeah, and dipped the coat in the blood. Yeah. You see, a crook can easily come up with how to make a lie.
All right.
But this ain't the big lie that I'm headed to.
My God. Amen.
Huh? And they sent the coat of many colors, and they brought it unto their father. And he said, This have we found. Yeah. How now, whether it be thy son's coat or not? But we don't know whether his coat or not. They do.
Amen.
They knew. And you know what? The father went down to his grave, believing this. Y'all see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It says, and he knew it and said, it is my son's coat. See, he knew the coat. That's why they did it on the special. So that's evidence to get them out of this. Huh? Y'all with me?
Yes, sir.
Joseph is what? Without doubt, rent in pieces, which means he's torn in pieces. This is what his daddy said. Some beast has torn him in pieces. Oh, just look at my boy's coat. And the people who have done it is standing here with you.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Right there.
My. That's kind of rough, right?
Amen.
But look what he done now. And Jacob rent his clothes, and put sackcloth upon his loins. That's where his child came from. And moaned for his son many days.
Yes, sir.
Not going around. Wasn't that kind of moan. A deep hate within inside that caused him to show it in his conscience.
Amen.
And feel it in his spirit, not knowing what has happened to my child. Good God Almighty. And the Midianites sold him unto Egypt, unto Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh's, and captain of the guards. See, he wasn't just an officer, he was a high-ranking
Yes, sir.
officer over all the rest. Now, I'll show you something now. The difference in preaching and teaching. If I use the next chapter, it'll throw me off.
Yes.
Because this is talking about some other things that come into play
Right.
that I don't need to talk about to go where I need to. Help me out if you
Yes,
will.
sir.
Huh?
Right.
So let's go over to 39 and pick up the same story. Y'all there?
Come on now.
And Joseph was brought down to Egypt, and Potiphar was an officer of Pharaoh's, captain of the guards, an Egyptian, what? Bought him of the hands of the Ishmaelites, which he had brought him down there. He brought him down there, and he bought him, right? Okay, now it says, and the Lord was with Joseph, and he was prosperous, was a prosperous man. And he was in the house of his master, the Egyptian. Yeah, but he's being favored in that house. Now let me show you something. God showed him just who he was.
Amen.
In other words, the Lord has shown him the character
Yes, sir.
of Joseph.
All right then.
Talk to me.
Come on, Reverend.
And his master saw that the Lord was with him, and that the Lord made all that he did to prosper in his hand. When you are with the God, with the Lord, everything you do
Yes,
will
sir.
turn gold.
All right. All right.
Huh? But when you're trying to do something and nothing won't work, this won't work, that, there's something wrong there. You need to go back to the drawing board. There's some more people you need to invite.
Yes, sir.
Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. You trying to do it by yourself. Huh?
No, sir.
And Joseph found grace in the sight and served him. And what? Made him overseer over his house. And all that he had, he put where? In his hand. Here's a person you just met. And you're going to turn everything you got
Over to him.
over to him. Everything in your house and everything in your field, you're going to turn it over to him.
He's in charge. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Why? Because the Lord is in the mix. And God is being with not only Joseph, but also Jacob.
Yes, sir.
Is that right? And also the Egyptian. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
My. He's good. He's good, I tell you. And it came to pass from that time that he had made him overseer in his house, an overseer that the Lord blessed what? The Egyptian's house for Joseph's sake. Sometimes your blessings is not because of what you've done, but because of who's around you.
Amen.
Huh?
Amen.
Praise His holy name. You see it right there. You see it right there. You see it right there. And it was all in his house, everything in his house, and everything in the field, right? Look at verse 6. And he lifted. And he left all that he had in Joseph's hand. Yeah. When he said he left all, he was satisfied. He wasn't standing around every second he got the report to him. He trusted him.
Amen.
And he knew not all he had. Which he didn't know what he had. Right? Save the bread which he did eat. And Joseph was a goodly person and well favored, which means he was good looking and well built. Looked at something about like me.
I hear you.
Take that off. Praise His holy name. Praise His holy name. Amen. But now everything is fixing to change.
All right.
Notice what it says here now. And it came to pass after these things that his master's wife cast her eyes upon Joseph.
Look at it.
And she said, lie with me. And when she said that, she probably was looking at him with those blue eyes. Huh? Oh, he done took my son. Praise His holy name. You're right. Yeah. But guess what? Look at verse 8. But he refused.
That's it. That's preaching.
And said unto his master's wife, behold, look, woman, my master worth not what is with me in this house. He don't even know all what's in this house. And he has committed what? All that he has to my hand. Good God Almighty. There is none greater in this house than I. Ain't nobody greater in this house than me. Right? Neither has he kept back anything from me but thee. Now he didn't give you to me. I got good sense. I know where to start. I know where to stop. I know how to hold them. I know how to pull them. Help me out here. Talk to me somebody. Good God. And he says, how then can I do this great wickedness and sin against God? He thought. He was thinking. See, some people, they don't think, they just leap.
Amen.
But you need to look before you leap.
Amen.
Isn't that right?
Amen.
And it came to pass, as she spake to Joseph day by day, listen now, she didn't just worry him one time and leave this alone.
All right.
Every day.
Every day.
She was right there, switching and going on and down a different outfit every day. His probably touching everywhere. Talk to me somebody. Oh my Lord. My. She spoke to him day by day that he hearkened how? Not unto her. He didn't listen to lie by her or to be with her. And it came to pass, about this time that Joseph went into the house to do his business. And there was none of the men of the house therein. Oh, the opportunity came that she can push it a little further. See, when there's nobody around to say, you really did it, And they didn't have cameras like we got now, so she can say, no, I didn't do that. Huh? Praise His holy name. Y'all gonna help me?
Come on, man.
Talk to me, somebody. What happened? And she caught him by his gum, saying, lie with me. And he left his garment in her hand. Got out of it. And got out of it. He's not running because he's scared. He's running because he want to be right. That's the coat. And guess what happened? Once that happened, she got this coat, and every night she slept on it. She didn't get nowhere from it. She kept it right on her arm. Because the master gonna soon be here.
All right. That's going to be an evidence.
Got the evidence. I got the evidence. I don't make it up my story. How I'm gonna tell you.
Come on now, real.
When the men came back in, and she began to talk to them, saying, yeah, and because I cried out, telling another lie. And then he thought they would heal me.
Yes, sir.
He flee and left his coat. He left the evidence here, and I got the evidence. When you got evidence,
Yes, sir.
whoever it is, they're in bad shape. But if you ain't got no evidence, ain't much they can do. I got the evidence
Yes, sir.
in my hand. God Almighty. Y'all gonna help me?
Come on.
Isn't the Lord good?
All right.
He's good how? Listen what he says. And when it came to pass, when he heard that I lifted up my voice, see now she's talking, telling these guys that he what? Left his garment with me and flee and got out of her. Yeah. And she laid upon his garment by her. She laid it right by her and she washed it day and night because the master ain't got there yet. And she rehearsed her story over and over and perhaps had went through it and show how she's going to tell it. She's not just going to tell it with her voice, but she's going to tell it with her body.
Dramatized. Yes, sir.
Let it be seen in her demeanor.
Yes, sir.
I wish I had some help on
She gonna write it out. Yes,
Talk to
sir.
me, somebody.
Yes,
Yeah. How many times this hadn't happened to me? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Sometimes it happened in this day and age. But this was a lie.
Yes, sir.
This was a lie. You hear what I say? This is what he say. And she laid up his garment by her until his Lord came home. That was the chief, her husband, right? And she spake unto him according to these words, saying, the Hebrew servant, which thou hast brought unto us, came unto me to mock me. What? What you say now? You mean he tried to ask you an unfair question? He ain't tried to ask her no unfair question. She tried to be available. Help me out if you will. Huh? And you know something? I'm going to help you brethren out. I ain't going to say what percentage, but a great percentage of the time, let's like this go on, guess who started? She walking around, worried about who you own and who you can't create. How you doing, Mr. Charlie? How you doing? Oh, no, I mean, next thing you know, we got this channel that hook. I'm always telling you how to go. If I had went there, I would have said nothing. See? But that's how it happened. See? You got to know how, when the rain clouds make up. Don't stand around talking about I ain't gonna get with it. Huh?
Get out of the rain.
Start running. I'm coming back to this. One time somebody said to me, why don't you dye your beard? I said, this is my protection. What kind of protection? You know, oh what, man? So that when they see me as gray as I am, they pass me up. Huh? You got to know how to help your own self.
Yes, sir.
But she just straight out lied. She just straight out lied. See what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, he lost his coat. It's gone. But he kept his character.
Amen.
Yeah. Character can be seen through action. My. Character can be seen in your demeanor. Huh? Character can be heard when you are talking. Because the next person that have character like you got, they can feel it. Right?
Amen.
Yes, sir.
My. Character is needed when you are doing business transactions. There's sometimes you get along, it's not based on what you got. It's based on your character.
Yes, sir.
How well they know you.
That's right.
Let me say this. Been some time ago. Don't mess with me now because I ain't got nothing. I saw a house I wanted to buy. And I ain't ready to set it up. And, well, I have to set this for the Lord. I told her the white one because I didn't own the house. I said, yeah. I went and bought it and flipped it. Made good money right quick. But let me show you something. I walked in the bank and I said, Miss Laws. She said, yes, Mr. Ross, Reverend Ross. I said, I need a loan. She said, what you need? I said, $3,200. She said, when you need it? I said, I'm married too. I'm married too. Oh yes, Mr. Ross, here's your check. What I'm about to do? It's my character.
That's right.
I'm not boasting, but I'm just showing you how character works.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? Now, if I wouldn't pay, then she said, will you get on out of here? See what I'm saying? Yeah. Character means something.
Yes, sir.
And this is the point I'm getting to tell all you, and especially you young girls. Don't let nobody mess your character. Don't let him tarnish your character.
Right.
What's up?
That's my Lord.
Oh, that old junk. You don't love me. Yeah, I love you, but I couldn't kiss you. Huh? Got me? Let me show you something. Don't let nobody tarnish your character.
That's right.
If you love him, he's willing to wait. He's willing to wait. She ain't here right now, but it's the truth from God. I was around her, going on to the movies and this and that, and one thing to the next, taking her to work and back. How long years? I didn't know whether I was taking the boy to work or what. Because she didn't play it.
I hear you.
Oh, hold on now. Don't fight Mr. Charlie wasn't trying. Huh? I ain't trying to be funny. I'm gonna be real. I was trying hard. But I couldn't get it. But I knew she was a real lady. I had said, yes, I will. Y'all got it?
I hear you. Amen.
Character. And you know, because of that character, it trust. It keeps love together. Huh? It affords hope for the future. Huh? When you know somebody, see what I'm saying? One night, I was getting ready to go somewhere to church, and an old neighborhood boyfriend that came by. He said, "Oh, I just seen him from town, and I just stopped by his house. They say you had got married." I said, "Yeah, come on." So I was getting ready to see. I said, "Okay, I'm gonna go." "Oh no, I'm gonna leave you." I said, "You can stay here." You ain't gonna get nowhere in one night. Now, if I could have got it in 1 second, I'll stay there with that nigga. Make the story real. Hey, all what I'm saying is true. Character means something. That's why God created a courtship, a betrothal. Because you got time to learn this person. Got me? I'll meet somebody today and tomorrow you walk around, "Hey, that's my new wife." That's new hell for you. That's Now you ain't gonna learn everything, even when I was 4 years right now. Amen. One thing I didn't learn that she is mean as a junkyard dog. When she don't want to do something, hang up. But character. That position you got, that job you got, it's because of your character. Somebody recommended you, and they would not have recommended you as your character had not been what it is.
Amen. So true.
Got it? That job you didn't get because somebody told the truth, because they didn't want to get tied up and lose that job because of your character.
All right. Amen.
Y'all hear me?
Amen.
I see you yawning, look at all them who doing that make me think you guilty. Yeah? Talk to me somebody. Preachers, when you get ready and there's a church open and somebody, you want to go by and kind of see if you can get that church. If you ain't got the right character, somebody knows you that you don't think knows you. Oh, don't get him, he's a womanizer. Don't get him, he did this. Don't get him, he did that. Yeah, but if you got the character, character will stand up. Amen. Character sits on the foundation of truth. See? Walks the path of righteousness. Good God Almighty. Wraps herself in love. Good God Almighty. Tell hate to go on.
My God.
Character. I could get up with this thing, but my time is ran out. But don't forget, you might have lost your coat. And this coat was dear because it was something he cared about. It had sentimental value. But let me show you something. Sentimental might leave before you die.
All right.
Sentimental can wear out and you will never know you had it. But character is going to follow you to the grave. Character.
Come on now.
Character is what you need. It ain't too late to start working on it if it ain't what it ought to
All right.
Amen.
Amen.
My. I meet folk all the time. And they say, "Oh, yeah, such a person say, oh, you need to know Reverend Ross." Oh, yeah. Oh, you don't need to know me, I'm here. But because they know I ain't gonna tell them nothing but the truth.
Amen. Amen.
Tell them the truth. Character. You might lose if it ain't your coat, whatever else. But hold on to your character. Because your character is what's gonna help you transition
That's right.
If you ain't got the right character, you ain't gonna be able to transition
That's right.
and go over on the other side.